So you're planning a trip to Qatar and trying to figure out all the visa rules, right? Well, you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to break down everything you need to know about Qatar's entry requirements for 2026. Let's get right into it.
Let's just kick things off with one pretty impressive number, 102. Yep, that's how many different nationalities can waltz right into Qatar without having to apply for a visa beforehand. It's a huge signal of just how open the country is to travelers like you.
Okay, first things first, let's get our terms straight. You've probably heard visa on arrival a million times, but the official name now is visa-free entry. Now don't worry, the process is exactly the same. You get your permission to enter right there at the airport. But knowing the right term will make searching on official websites a whole lot easier. It's a small change, but it really says, hey, we're welcoming you, no visa needed. So here's a quick look at what we're covering. We'll walk through what happens at the airport, figure out who's eligible, dive into some really important rules for specific countries, talk about fees and extensions, and then wrap it all up with a super handy checklist.
All right, so what does this actually look like when your plane finally touches down at Hamid International Airport? Let's walk through just how simple and smooth the whole process of getting your visa-free entry really is.
Honestly, the whole thing is designed to be as painless as possible. Once you land, you just make your way to the immigration counters. You'll hand over your documents. The officer might ask a couple of basic questions about your trip. What's the purpose of your visit? Once they check everything, boom, you get that stamp in your passport and you're officially in Qatar.
Okay, so the big question. Who actually gets to take advantage of this super easy entry system? Well, your eligibility is basically sorted into two main categories, and it all depends on your nationality. The key difference is how long you can stay, so let's break that down.
It pretty much boils down to two options. First, you've got the 90-day visa waiver. This one is great because it allows for multiple entries, perfect if you're planning a longer trip or popping in and out. But, and this is important, you can't extend it. Then, there's the more common 30-day visa. It's single entry, but it gives you that awesome flexibility of being able to extend it for another month.
So who gets that sweet 90-day deal? Well, this includes citizens from most of the European Union, the US and Canada, and a bunch of other countries like Brazil, Argentina, and Japan. Now, this isn't the full list, of course, so it is absolutely essential that you check the official government sources to confirm where your passport fits in.
Now for the 30-day category. This bucket includes a really wide range of countries. We're talking the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, India, Pakistan, China, a lot of places. And remember, this is the one that you can extend if you decide you want to stay a little longer.
Okay, I need you to pay close attention here, because this next part is incredibly important. While the general process is straightforward, there are some very specific rules for certain nationalities that you absolutely have to know before you travel. This is the fine print that can make or break your trip.
And here it is, the most critical rule of them all for some travelers. If your passport is from India, Pakistan, Thailand, or Iran, you must book your hotel for your entire stay through the official Discover Qatar platform. This isn't a suggestion. It's not a recommendation. It is a mandatory, non-negotiable requirement for getting your visa.
Let's look even closer at two of those countries. For travelers from India, the visa itself is free. But you still need that confirmed Discover Qatar booking, a return ticket, and a valid credit card. Now, for Pakistani nationals, there's a 100 Qatari Riyal fee. You also need the hotel booking and return ticket, plus you have to be able to show proof that you have at least 5,000 Riyals available.
All right, since we've started talking about costs, let's get the full picture on all the fees and what you need to know if you're thinking about extending your stay.
As you can see, for the vast majority of people, entry is totally free. But as we mentioned, citizens from Pakistan and also Iran and Belarus have to pay a 100 Riyal fee. If you want to extend that 30-day visa, it'll cost you 200 Riyals. And please, pay attention to this last one. Overstaying your visa comes with a hefty 200 Riyal penalty for every single day you're over. You don't want that surprise.
The good news, extending your 30-day visa is actually a really easy online process. The key thing to remember is you have to do it before your current visa runs out. You just hop on the Ministry of Interior website, find the right service, plug in your details, pay the fee, and you get your approval sent right to you. Simple as that.
Whew, we've covered a lot of information. So to bring it all home and make sure you're 100% ready, let's just quickly run through a final pre-travel checklist.
Okay, before you even think about heading to the airport, do a quick check on these. Passport, make sure it's valid for at least 6 more months. Got your confirmed return ticket? Have it ready. Proof of where you're staying? Absolutely, and especially that Discover Qatar booking if it applies to you. If you're staying longer than 30 days, you'll need health insurance. And if your nationality requires it, have that proof of funds. And I'm going to say it one more time because it's so important. Rules can change, so always double-check the latest official government guidelines right before you fly.
And to wrap up, here's some really great news that just makes everything a little bit easier. Those strict COVID-19 travel rules, they've been relaxed a ton. You don't need any pre-travel tests or any of that pre-registration stuff to get into Qatar anymore, which just streamlines the whole process even further.
So there you have it. It's a pretty clear guide to a system that's genuinely simple and welcoming. Qatar has made it incredibly easy for people from all over the world to come visit. So I guess the only question left to ask is, with the door wide open, what part of this incredible country are you going to explore first?